We start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if we refer to our analysis when the price was within here, this correction we mentioned, we're looking at this. We want to receive for the buy. That's why we will keep waiting for the price drop to 0.00653, this line, before we look for trade. As we can see, this is what we get. That's why we mentioned if we want to look for buy, we're looking for sharp move. Okay, we want the price sharp move as a sharp leap, right? Anyway, if we refer to my last analysis, we put this line, we mentioned any reversal from here, we take the trade, and this is the one we get it. Anyway, it depends on traders how they manage to take the trade, but for me, one of the option was to look for flag, but we didn't get any flag. But the second option was to have entry above this. But I was keep mentioning that having entry above this, we want to see this continuation as a sharp move, as exactly similar to what we get here. Because we mentioned, if the price continue and cannot break, this one can turn to a flat. And beside that, why we didn't have entry above this? The only times you could have entry above this, if this one retest and break this low. That's why we the only way to have entry above this top. And we mentioned we want to see the sharp move. That's why I was keep mentioning if this one turn to a flat, we need to be careful. Anyway, anyone managed to take this trade right now, they should start to they start the management, at least move their stop loss to break even. And now we're looking at this, we want to see whether we can get the continuation or not. Beside that, we move to forward chart. We want to see how we can look at the chart. One thing I need to highlight here, okay, as we mentioned, we're looking for continuation. We want to see the break continuation and the breakout of the stop. All right, because we want to see the continuation breakout of this, then because we want to price break this correction, and from there we want to see whether we can get the continuation or not, because we mentioned in our analysis how we can look at this correction. Either this is a 3 waves or 5 waves, but one thing I need to highlight, this one, as long as the price haven't break, we are, as long as we are within this corrective move, okay. And beside that, since we can see based on forward chart the way is moving, all right, what I want to see is that mostly we're looking for continuation and we want to see the breakout of the stop. But beside that, we need to know that how about if this one turn to similar to what we get here, these two become relative to each other for flat, and we have an internal correction as well for one more drop similar to what we have here. That means this one can turn to more complex correction. Okay, the reason I want to highlight this, if we want to see get any trade from here, we need to we'll be looking for continuation with a sharp move. If it start to correct here, we don't see the continuation, we should know about the possibility of this flat. Okay, this is the one thing I need to highlight here. And in this case, based on forward chart, we don't have any trade setup. And if I move to 1 hour chart, if I put back the lines, okay, we have been looking for buy, and now we're looking for this. Right now, we don't have any trade setup. Okay, the only thing is, if we get any trade setup from here, we will take the trade. If not, we won't jump into the trade, because the way is moving made this one turn to deeper correction and even retest this low. How about if I move to 15 minutes? We want to see what we have based on 15 minutes. Okay, based on 15 minutes, the only thing is we see the correction here. All right, and we have to look for trade setup. We don't have any trade setup yet, and if the price sharply continue from here, having a trade of this can be an idea, but I won't suggest it. I prefer to look for trade setup. Okay, and the only thing is we want to see the breakout of 0.00746. We want to see the breakout of this. That's why still we can look for trade setup for buy, but we don't have it. In this case, we just follow the chart. If we get any trade setup, we can take the trade, and after the breakout of this, we need to see, we with the breakout of this stuff, we see whether there is a continuation or not. Then that means we have to start to manage. The only thing is we want to get the sharp move similar to whatever we get similar to what here, and we need to see the breakout of this top. Okay, if not, we need to know still we are within this correction. If we see that we cannot continue, we take out the trade. Okay, as we mentioned, it can tend to a more complex correction. All right, but still I think we can get one move up, but we see how we can trade it. It's better we wait. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.